person doing tonight? Just turn your affection towards him. We set our gaze on you. We put our attention on you. All of our love is for you. You're the reason why we breathe. You're the air that I breathe. Oh, you bring calm to the storm. You bring life to me. And you're the air that I breathe. And I love you, God. I love you, God. Sing that out. I just love you, God. I just love you, God. Lift your voices. I just love you, God. I'll bring you a real song. I just love you, God. I just love you. Oh, lift up your own song. Lift up your own heart cry. From where you're at tonight, start to sing it out. Yeah, yeah. Come on, lift it up. It's so sweet tonight. Lift your voices. We press into your face. We press in. Yeah, yeah, yeah. To me, you are so good to me.
What's going on, everyone? Peace and blessings. I hope everybody's having a good weekend. I am your transformation coach, Adonis D. Johnson, self-empowerment coach. This is The Rude Awakening. It comes on in the 1 o'clock hour. I did everything I could to make sure that I got here. To be present is to be available. To be available is to be used. I'm here to be used, not U-S-E-D, but U-S-E. I'm here to be used. And I want to be used. I want to be used by the Most High, of course. I want to be used by Jesus, of course. And I want to be used by the Spirit. So in order to be able to do those particular three things, I must ground myself. And when I ground myself, it's only to be available, and it's only to make sure that those people that believe in themselves have a place to go where they don't have to feel disconnected. They don't have to feel like the one who's speaking is never speaking in regards to their situation, right? The Rude Awakening is to let you understand that everything that's new will become old. Everything that you buy, it will eventually either expire, retire, or come to an end. For some of us, as well as myself, what I come to examine is that I'm real key on relationships at this point. I'm real key on relationships. I hear a lot of times people stating, you know, you need a relationship with God, right? You need a relationship with God. You need to have a relationship with God. And I'm just being honest with you. Sometimes it's the people that's right next to you is the ones that making this claim. It's the people that's in your environment. Soon as they see something that's going on in your life, soon as they see something transpiring in your life, the first thing they saying is you need to have a relationship with God, as if they the one who gave you your relationship with God. You have to be very careful in this period of time with the people that's speaking things to you right now. We are under a 90 for 90. We have to close out this year, right? We have to close out stronger than we started this year. For some of us, we have to remember what was the goal, what is the mission, what is the vision, right? You have to remember, what are you trying to accomplish? Now ask yourself, do you have the things around you in order for you to be successful? You see, people, they want to try to help you with your problem, but unfortunately, they don't know how to troubleshoot in order to find out what's wrong, right? It's not what's wrong with you, it's what's wrong with them that they can't connect to you. It's what's wrong with them that they're not available for you. It's what's wrong with them to not see that, hey, listen, I'm not looking for minimum wage in my life. I'm not looking for people to do the bare minimum, right? For some of us, we around environments that not only do it require the bare minimum, people are giving the bare minimum and still falling short and not understanding why they falling short. This is the Rude Awakening, and what happens in the Rude Awakening is a lot of you, your eyes are gonna come open, a light bulb gonna pop on your head, and you're gonna begin to see some things different. Why do you get to see things different? Because you spend most of your time watching everyone else. You spend most of your time doing for others, and yet you spend no time doing for yourself. Well, this is a self-empowerment line. This is a self-motivation line. This is when you believe in yourself. This is when you inspire yourself. This is self-development, personal growth, personal development. And when you understand that what personal means, that means it doesn't involve anyone else but you. Where we at right now, there is a battle that's going on, that's taking place. There are going to be leaders and there are going to be bosses. Unfortunately, for the community that I'm from, the culture that I participate in, it's a lot of bosses going on around, and everybody have the boss mentality. The boss mentality is a mentality that I'm gonna do this my way. I don't care who don't like it. I want to do XYZ. I'm going to get me some workers. I'm going to get some people. And what we end up doing is we end up slaving someone else. You see, you got out of your job or you left your job, or many of you will start your own business, right? On your own, right? And what will happen is you will do to others what was done to you. If you don't be careful with this transition in this process, I'm here to let you know you will be in for a rude awakening. The Lord will shut your business down. Many people are starting businesses right now. Many people are launching books right now. Many people are doing things they never done before, opening up clubs. You know, people opening up restaurants. You know, people that speaking now. But a lot of times we ask for things. We ask for places and we ask for people. Some of us, we ask for money. But for most of us, including the Invisible Crown Army, we ask for an opportunity. We ask for another chance. We ask for mercy. We ask for grace. We ask that God, listen, if you can empower us one more time, get us back in alignment, open up our eyes, allow us to see. Listen, we did things wrong. Whether it was yesterday, it was yesterday. Don't matter if it was 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. Yesterday was a hot mess. Today is all we have. If we had it wrong, then Lord, can we get it right today? That's a rude awakening for us. But what will end up happening is the Lord will shut everything down in your life. He will not allow you to grow. He will not allow you to develop. He will not allow you to go forward. He will not allow you to enjoy the fruits from your labor, Why won't he do this? It's because you didn't ask for the right things at the beginning. You didn't ask for the right attitude. You didn't work on your communication. You didn't work on relationships. You didn't work on your listening skills. You didn't work on your management skills. You see, all these things you needed to work on will make you an actual leader. This is why on this personal development, personal growth, on this rude awakening, is specifically geared towards leadership. But I have to first cancel out the boss mentality. So let's go over the boss mentality. They don't help nobody. They don't assist nobody. They go around boasting. They talking about what they got, what they gonna buy, what they gonna do, how they gonna walk in the building, how they gonna get their hair done, what shoes they gonna get. They talking about purses. They talking about bags. They talking about getting hair and nails done. They talking about getting a tummy tuck. They talking about everything that goes with a boss mentality, right? Boss mentality, you can mistake this thing because it is personal. The stuff that you do is personal. You're not here to help nobody. You don't care about nobody else's concerns. That's on them. Bosses actually end up talking about people who appear to be failing, right? Guess what? For the Invisible Crown Army, we are army built on failures, but we have experience. We recognize that our small term mistakes was converted into experience, and with that experience now, we are on the comeback. We have next, and being that we have next in this particular season, for some of you, you're going to have to teach to a few people, and you're going to have to preach to a few people. You're going to have to do both. That's just to be balanced, because you need to get through. And when you're a leader, God got to use you in order to develop the other people around you so you can have clear passage and safe passage. You understand? So basically, bosses do not transition people, and they do not have any followers whatsoever, right? They have a boss mentality for themselves. So there's no relationship. If there's no relationship, then there's no communication. If there's no communication, then there's no transformation. I am a transformation coach, so I can basically identify with you and let you understand, if we push rewind when we go backwards, right? Starting with the transformation to go back to communication, what is you and your boss communicating about? It's probably nothing, because you don't have no connection. The people, the friends, what are the people that's called themselves friends in your life? What are you communicating about? Right? Is it about where you going? Is it about where you been? Is it about your trip in 2 months? Is it about your so-called relationship? Is it about your significant other? What are you communicating about in the little so-called relationships you participate in. Let's rewind and go backward. Relationships. Let's talk about relationship. Who do you have a relationship with and what your relationship is built on? Most of you, here's your rude awakening. You probably would say your grandmother or your mother or your sister or your brother, because that is a relationship that you have. For others, you will say your kids, right? Me and my kids, that's all I'm worried about. All I'm worried about is me and my kids, or all I'm worried about is me and my spouse. Might be your husband, might be your wife. That's the relationship, right? Here is your rude awakening. The rude awakening is your mama was just given a title called mother. There's a spirit in your mama called Christ. Christ came in your mom and had conceived you. In the process, your mother took care of you when you couldn't take care of yourself. That is a relationship. Understand, a relationship is a friendship. Christ is the relationship. Christ is relationship. Remember at the beginning, you need a relationship with God. Well, God is God. He's the Father. Then there's a Son. He's called Christ. He comes and bring a spirit, which is called your mama, which is called your daddy, or your brother, or your sister, or your kids. That is a relationship where you give to a relationship that cannot give to you. You oversee it. You provide for it. And that's why many of you, once you develop into an adult, you respect your mom and said, this is my mom, this is my brother, I love my kids, or whatever. It's because of the relationship. Now that relationship should reflect every relationship in your life, because Christ is in that relationship that was governing you when you couldn't take care of you. Now that you're mature enough, you should be looking for a relationship that holds the friendship mentality, meaning I'm looking to connect with someone. I don't have no time to evaluate no one. I don't have no time to sit here and dismantle someone. I don't have time to sit here and diagnose anyone. What I want to do is bring a healthy soul into alignment with someone else, so they have a shot at being jumpstart based on what I bring. That will give you a leader. That will birth the leadership. You see, Christ is leadership. Christ takes the first step. He don't wait on someone else and determine, well, I'm not helping them because it seems like they doing hellish stuff, or it seems like they hating or whatever. No. See, we like to be in the wrong places trying to do the right thing, and then when you get your face smacked off with communication and conversation, now you can't handle yourself. We have to do a better job when it comes down to making choices and decisions and troubleshooting situations and circumstances. Let's look at yourself right now. Ask yourself, what is it that you're going through right now? What is troubling you right now? What your tomorrow look like? What do you need to accomplish? Now, once you understand those couple of questions I asked you, now ask yourself, what do you need in order to accomplish this? What type of assistance? Who can assist you? What type of person? Give me the characteristic traits, right? Give me the characteristic traits. Give me the type of conversations you need to have, and understand whatever it is you lacking, you have to prepare yourself in order to accomplish what it is you about to be set out to do. This is more like a timeout. The timeout is on Monday, right? That's when we call a timeout on the battlefield. The battlefield is called life. Whose life? It will be your life. That's the Mighty Monday Meltdown. We stream live from YouTube as well as Facebook, right? Right now, this is the rude awakening. And this rude awakening, what we're doing is we're waking up an understanding that's possibly went to sleep. You need to be woke when it's time to make the choices and decisions about your tomorrow. You need to be woke today. What didn't happen yesterday was in your yesterdays, but what we can do is we can evaluate and we can recognize at some point we made some mistakes. At some point things didn't go the way that it should have gone. At some point we played a part, we stayed too long, we didn't move. For some of us, we so burnt out that we done been put out the game. We're not even a contender. We're not even conditioning ourselves to run a healthy race. And now we have to transition. There's a difference between a boss versus a leader. A boss is a mentality. A leader is a mentality. The boss that's the one who pays the bills and do everything or whatever. And you here earning a wage, right? For your labor. They don't care about your problems. They don't care about your situations. They don't care about your circumstances. They don't care about how much how do you manage your money? How do you manage your heart? They don't care about none of that. That's why some of you are with your co-workers next to you working, explaining all the things that's going on. Here's for the leader. The leader is like an entrepreneur. It's an entrepreneur mindset. It practice before it get there. It is more so you not only practicing what you preach, but you also practicing what you teach. And for some of us, we are being elevated into being teachers. So we have to first teach ourselves. That's who you practice with. Stop trying to help others and help you. Stop trying to teach others and teach you. Stop trying to love others and love you. Stop trying to provide for others and provide for yourself. In the process of doing this, you will get good at what you are doing. At that moment, Christ will take over from there, and he will do the things that you could not do. He will instruct you on the way you should go and the way you shouldn't go. You guys, what's going on? I want to thank everybody for joining me here. I want to thank everybody for taking the time out for themselves. Listen, everything that goes bad, once upon a time, it was new. Think about it like that. Things that's bad in your life right now, at one point it was new. You might don't like your car right now. Your car might look raggedy. Your car might break down. But at one point, do you remember what it looked like when it was new, when you was washing it and you was getting the brakes done and all those things? You see, you might need to get your hair done. But let's talk about the last time you had your hair done. Didn't you take all them selfies? Do you remember how you looked? Do you remember how you felt? Do you remember the stuff you was saying? Come on now, y'all. Y'all got to be honest with yourself. This is the rude awakening right now. Some of us don't feel bad until things go bad. Some of us don't feel terrible until everything is turned upside down. If you have no down days, there'll never be no up days. If you never have no rain, then you can't appreciate the sun. But how do you think things supposed to grow around you? You see, everything that goes bad was once new. Everything that's new goes bad. This is a transformation period right now. This is a gathering period right now. This is when you gather yourself. You gather your heart. You gather your mind. You gather your words. You gather the people around you that's going to participate in your tomorrow. Everybody should not go into your tomorrow. That's why a lot of you haven't seen tomorrow, because you still stuck on what's going on today. And until you make the choice and the decision that you're scared to make, which is resolving relationships and letting people understand it is impossible to go forward with you, calling you my friend, calling you my companion, calling you my partner, calling you my boy or my girl. You don't need boys in your life. You don't need girls in your life. What you need is people with a vision. A vision supersedes y'all little thing. A vision supersedes humanity. When you have a vision, it was given to you, something greater than you. You are here to accomplish that, but people will endorse your failure. They will endorse you to abort your mission, and that right there cannot happen. It won't happen on my beat. It won't happen on your beat. We here together. We here for a good time, not a long time, and I'm here to help make sure that I can do my part. I'm here to do my part, and I'm doing my part. I don't just talk what I'm doing. I'm living what I'm doing. I'm breathing what I'm doing. I breathe life into others because life was put into me. And that's how I know that to God be the glory. This is not me just saying something just to be saying something. Scriptures teaches there's going to be a time where there's going to be the real worshipers. The real worshipers worship from spirit and truth. Some of you, God is waiting for you to become a real worshiper. I'm not saying that what you was doing wasn't accurate. I'm saying what you was doing was based on what you saw. Some of you, you're not speaking in tongues. You're just talking like you speaking in tongues, right? For some of you, you just doing what you see other people's doing right now. That's not you. Whether it's in a positive way or a negative way, you perform accordingly to what you are around. I'm just trying to let you express something. It's okay to be by yourself, because when you by yourself, you can work on yourself for yourself. That's when Christ enter in, because it gets personal at that moment. Listen, I wrote a book called I Am My Life Coach. It's a self-help book. I am a self-help teacher, right? Self-empowerment coach, transformation coach. I specialize in the area called self. There's something in you called self. It's called self-love, self-awareness, right? Self-recovery, self-discovery is what some of you have to do. But listen to this. Your head is your intellect. That is the problem. The things you've been taught and who taught you, why you act the way you act, why you perform the way you perform, is because you keep replaying the program. The program is the things that you picked up along the way, and you have not taken the time to unlearn what it is that you had learned so you can get some different results. Many of you are capable of doing everything and going beyond. Christ will supersede your expectation when you understand what is going on and why it is happening. For some of us, we like looking outwardly and you wasn't taught to look inwardly. All I care about is you developing and just going to the next level. I hope that what I'm saying can open up some doors for you, open up some areas for you, and make you identify with things you might couldn't identify with on your own. For some of us, we got to keep it moving. We don't need to sit here and be fighting everything that comes our way. Bow down and roll out. Bow down and bow out. Bow out of arguments. Bow out of things that will cause these problems for you. Back out of things that will trap you up or that will confuse you. Back out of situations that you're not prepared for. A lot of us, we try to enter into things hoping that we can change the other individual. You cannot change another person. You can barely change yourself. What you can do is change the relationship. And that's what I'm asking you right now with God, right? With God. We can't change God because God is God. We can't even change ourselves for God. What we can do is change the relationship, and that's stop thinking we have a relationship with God and start trying to have a relationship with Christ. Christ is the Son. With that relationship, He allows us to go out and express God's love based on what you do. Not what the church do, not what people do, not what the building do. It's what you do. Because based on how you handle yourself, how you act, and the things you do, people will want to come to the God that you love, the one that you talks about, right? That's why people want to know, what church do you go to? Where do you worship at? Where do you pray at, right? At the end of the day, I do my own reading each and every day, morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, night, 12 o'clock, 9 o'clock, whatever time. Whenever I feel like I want to just do anything, I go to the bathroom, sit on the toilet, rude awakening. I open up my scripture and I start reading. I read because I understand that the Lord is with me and I am with the Lord each and every day and every step that I make and every move I take. So I always want to make sure that I'm staying on point, but being that I'm on point, it allows me to help the people that believes in the work to also be on point. Why do we need to be on point at this point? Because this is a gathering season. Gathering meaning you have to sharpen yourself up. You don't wait till December 31st and be like, Happy New Year! New Year's resolution. I don't know what the New Year resolution is. That's for God to determine what the New Year's resolution is. Remember in 2020, everybody thought that was the New Year's resolution was vision. I want to see clearly. I want to see, and you see clearly now. People are leaving this earth left and right. God controls tomorrow. I was just attending a funeral yesterday. It's not how long you live, it's how you live. And for some of you, you think living is, and what people are doing is living. That is not living. That is automatically an execution to death row. What people are doing right now to not live your life is hell. To not understand that this is the time now for you to take it to another level. That's what you need to recognize and identify with right now. What we looking for is we looking to get on base. Just some of you guys, please get on base. Get on base. Make sure that you got people that's on your team, that's really on your team, that's really for you right now. You don't need people talking behind your back. Everybody want to try to sit here and try to discover something new about you, and they haven't discovered anything about themselves. People will rather play against you than play with you, okay? Play on the team that you are on right now. Right now, I'm leading an army, and my army, all I talk about is prosperity, because that's what God talks to me about. He talks to me about grace. He talks to me about prosperity, and He talks to me about how to help people get out of bad situations and make the conversion over to the new situation. You remember even in going over to the promised land, when the 12 went over, they brought back some intel, right? The intel basically stated that they looked like grasshoppers according to what they were seeing. Yes, the land is full of milk and honey, right? But they're giants compared to what we are. Listen to me and hear me good. For some of us, we are entering into an area we've never been before. We're meeting people we never been before. We're being invited to places we never been before. If you get to these places and perform like where you've been, you will get ejected from these places. That's why I feel that it's very important that we practice. Practice communicating. Practice holding your position. I tell you guys to hold your position. This is the time when you hold your position. That means don't get in nobody else's shoes. Don't get in nobody else's relationships. Don't get in nobody else's business. Please mind your own business. What somebody else did, that do not affect you. Stop being an informant for the wrong thing. God did not assign you to put a wiretap on somebody else because they talking about somebody else. You got to stay focused, you guys. Right now, the promised land is going into a new place, right? A new place is a new space. The new space is in God and with God. His spirit is right there, available for you and you only. But when he gives it to you, you can also lose it. You can also lose it. What do I mean by that? You know how you drive your car through the world, and if you run a stoplight, a red light, and the police sees you, pull you over, write you a ticket, they take them license. You got to go to court. If you miss court, they suspend your license. Then if you don't come and rectify that, then you get a warrant. Before you know it, they lock you up. Every time they catch you, for some of you, there are people out here that's literally looking and doing the Lord's work, meaning that you have a responsibility, you have a command on your life, you have some things that you're supposed to do. And if you run a light, if you don't perform properly, you get caught off in a conversation, you misrepresent the person you supposed to represent, which is the Christ in you, you will be suspended, and he will shut you down, sit you down, and you will look like the clown around those that's around you. Now, let's be clear. Let's be clear. When he sits you down and remove everything from you, people around you will laugh at you. They will talk about you. They will point the finger at you. You will be humiliated. You will seem like, damn, I lost my house. I lost my car. I got hit with a sickness report. I got an illness I can't get rid of. And everybody like, what's wrong? What's wrong? Are you okay? Are you, everybody, I know somebody that always asks, are you okay? As if they can really do something, right? Let me explain something to you guys. Sit your butt down. Hold your position. Because back in the day, I know a group of people that when their children misbehave, they put them on timeout. That's called getting your license suspended. You can't play the video game. You can't go in the refrigerator. You can't go outside. You can't go in the backyard. You can't cut the TV on. You can't listen to the radio. Give me that computer. Give me that phone. You ain't getting anything. You going in that room. You going to sit down with yourself. But some of you sound familiar, right? Who do you think invented that? This is the Rude Awakening, you guys. Come on in the 1 o'clock hour every Saturday. This is the best thing for leadership. How can you be in a leadership role and they don't ever talk about you and what you need to be a leader in? For some of you, right, you need to be a leader in finances. You need to be a leader when it comes down to giving out medical information. You need to be a leader when it comes down to fitness and dieting and health stuff and family. Some of you are excellent mothers and fathers. You need to be a leader in that area to assist others, but we all want to just scramble everybody up. Let me go back. Now, sometimes, like I just expressed to you, when you're being on time out, that's time for yourself. You know, some people say, bored. I'm just bored. I'm just sitting around being bored is an application. When you execute the application called bored, that is God's time to remind you where you misplaced that money at. Who owe you some money? Where them keys at? You remember you was looking for something? Right here, you only located it because you was bored. When you was bored, you end up washing, you end up cleaning the kitchen, the refrigerator out. You end up throwing away food that was expired in your house right now. You end up cleaning up your closet. You end up going down in the basement. You end up pulling out your stuff when you was bored. When you was bored, you start focusing on everything that has something to do with you. That's self-empowerment. That's self-growth. That's the self-development I'm talking about. That's how you inspire yourself, motivate yourself, believe in yourself. That's how you get the direction to focus on yourself. Guess what? Do not believe when they say thinking about you, right, is the wrong thing to do, and that's Xing God out. No, that's bringing the relationship closer, because God needs to be able to talk to you while you being you. But when you got the music going on and the world is noisy, don't confuse yourself. Remember, the person that was put on time out was only so that they can reconnect with themselves. But if you never take a time out, then you're going to continue to run, and people are going to use your mind more than you use your own mind. And this is the wrong time to be sitting here looking blind about what's going on in life right now. I'm just here to get you to another level. So, as I bring us to this closing, I Am My Life Coach is a very powerful self-affirmation. I am is the most powerful as words. God called himself I am. But when he sent his son and his son left his spirit and his spirit came into you, it was to restore you back to God. I did not understand this, and I never would have said this. Anybody that really understands spiritual things or even religious things, I Am My Life Coach really says God is my life coach, right? It's a hidden too. God is my is personal. Not our God, not our, we God. He's for all of us. No. Not as an adult. You're a mighty woman of God. You're a mighty man of God. At this point, you and God relationship has to be personal. Everybody you connects to, just like your mom or your father or your grandmother or whoever that came into your life, the Lord put them there with the presence of his presence being present to establish a connection with you, and a relationship was formed. That relationship was the friendship, and inside of that relationship, the friendship was in there, and that friendship is Christ. So when it says I am my, that's personal. Life, that's what God provides you. Coach that's what he's doing. He's coaching you so you can have life to the full of. So he's coaching you to say the right things. He's coaching you to move to the left. He's coaching you to bow down and bow out. See, every knee shall bow down and bow out. Every tongue shall confess, to God be the glory. Every tongue shall confess, the Lord is my Savior, not ours. You know, you have to have the reality check. For some of us, we have to get the rude awakening. We didn't have what we had, what we thought we had. Okay, let's be clear. We didn't have what we thought we had. But today, you have it. I Am My Life Coach was created. It was sent by God, created by Jesus, sent through me in spirit, produced through the hands. I did what he told me to do, release it back out to you. That's what put you in ownership. I Am My Life Coach is the starting point for you to have ownership over yourself. This ain't a we thing, a I thing, a they thing. This ain't no follow me. This really follow you. Because at this point, God is about to use you. He's about to develop you. He's about to grow you. He's about to correct you. He's about to align you so that you can accomplish what it is that he's setting you out to accomplish for those and to those that has eyes on you, that's watching you, that's looking at you. Please, you guys, you better hear this. Ownership. He sent the work for you to connect you to the God that you was talking about. I Am My Life Coach starts your ownership. It starts your ownership. Where do you start? For some of us, I'm trying to find God. I'm trying to improve my relationship with God. You can't improve a relationship with God. First off, you can't. How do you do this? You have to start with an inner concept. You have to start with yourself. You have to recognize you have made a hot mess out of your life. You have made you ain't done all that you should have done, could have done. And guess what? Who made the choices? You did. Okay? That's how I know we didn't do what we were supposed to do, and we didn't have what it is we should have had. Jesus says, I'm sending you out to get people ready. To get them ready, meaning if I'm getting you ready, that means you don't have me yet. If I'm getting you ready for Jesus, then you didn't have Jesus. So for some of us who believe we had Jesus, we didn't ever have Jesus. We just heard about Jesus. And now Jesus is here, and he keeps coming, and he keeps coming, and he keeps coming. He came to me. And when he came to me, he told me to produce something, create something, make something, because I need it now to come and get you prepared. To get you prepared is to help you identify that I am, by Adonis Johnson, I am my life coach. To understand I am my life coach is ownership. With your ownership of understanding that I am my life coach, you can never get this part in the brick and mortar. You can never get this part with a membership, because your membership is bringing you into a group environment that's not based on just you. This moment is about you, and it's for you, created by God for you. Ownership. Ownership leads you. Ownership leads you to relationship. You will begin to have relationships with people you never met before. That's what the promised land looks like. When you get over here, they've been in wealth more than you. You will have a relationship with millionaires. You will have a relationship with people that own property. You will have a relationship with people that done accomplish more on this side than you have. But you can't get over here acting like you was over there. There has to be a crossover. There has to be a transition. There has to be a submission, a resistance. There has to be a movement and something in place to keep you from being distracted, so you can be extracted from the bull, from the mess, from the craziness, from all this other toxic poison, from the mentality of the poor mentality. Prosperity and poverty do not mix, okay? They do not mix. Prosperity is a mindset. Poverty is a mindset. God creates them both. So it doesn't matter what side you own, you still will be talking about God. But on this side, prosperity, these are where my leaders is at over here. Bosses, poverty, because they keep people down. They keep people from going forward. They keep people from being married. They keep people from furthering their relationship with God personally, because they like sabotaging people around them, because they don't want to see them go further. Don't worry about what they see. God is only concerned about what you see. Do you see yourself growing on this feed, on this broadcast? Do you see I Am My Life Coach being used to make a difference in your life? It's an inner concept, so you can manifest yourself outwardly. Ownership, relationship, communication, transformation, manifestation, self-manifestation. You guys, I thank you guys for joining me right now. This is the Rude Awakening. That's my time. I'm here in the 1 o'clock hour. I say the 1 o'clock hour because I do my best to just line up inside the 1 o'clock hour and allow that to be the point, right? Allow that to be the point. The sun is still out. Thank you guys for joining. I want to thank everybody again for such a successful event we just had, the Invisible Crown Army. That's you guys. Thank you for showing up. Divine times, divine connections, a divine place. We always need to meet up where God tells us to meet up at. That meetup that just took place, that hoodie event, it was about wearing hoodies. It wasn't about being seen. It wasn't about money. It was about understanding that God wanted you to be wrote inside of that book, on that log, on that book, on that log. For some of you, thank you for being at the right place, because you are now in my book of accomplishments. You are in my book of achievement. We are together. We're going to win this war. I talk to you Monday in the 7 o'clock hour for the Mighty Monday Meltdown. I'm going to ask you, do you want to win the war or do you want to win the battle? But some of you done forgot what the war is, and you done lost every battle, and you're going to continue to lose every battle until you understand how to ground yourself, how to reposition yourself, and how to make sure you understand the voice of instruction. We here for a good time, not a long time. Ignorance lose today, knowledge wins. I am my life coach. You already know. Peace and blessings, everybody.